Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I apologize that I haven't been uploading as much. I'm going to be very frank with you. I'm tired. I'm just tired. A lot of my, well, not a lot. I would say all of my daycare kids are either starting school this year or going to the first grade, somewhere in second and third. And basically, that means that they don't need Miss Dreama anymore. And it is bittersweet. It's also, I get choked up. It's also, I have to, sorry, I need to wipe my desk off. It's also an accomplishment, something I need to be proud of. I've been in business for 5 years in August, and I need to be very proud of what I've done. I've worked very hard. I've worked some really long hours. When I first started my daycare, I was 24/7, and I was keeping kids for $50 a week, because I needed to do something. I needed to get it started because I literally had nothing. And enrollment naturally picked up really fast with that. As time went on, I of course increased my enrollment, which the daycare parents knew they had it really good for a while, to where my fee is now $135 a week. And over the last couple of years especially, I've been making a really good living. Been very comfortable, not been stressing over money, nothing like that. I've taken vacations and been able to save some money, because I knew that eventually the day was going to come when either I didn't want to do this anymore, or maybe for whatever reason the kids starting school like they are, or things will slack off or whatever. But I have purposefully allowed things to get to a point right now where I can take it easy, at least for the summer. And I haven't accepted any new enrollments, since my niece left the daycare. She left and got married, and moving on with her life, and I applaud that. It was the original plan where she was going to take over my daycare, someday, and COVID really kind of stopped that, honestly, because we had to shut down for 4 months, and that gave both of us time to really think. Before, I was just on autopilot, and when we did that, it gave us a lot of time to think about what it is, really want to do. And it was then that we both realized how tired we were. When you have to get up at like 5 and 5:30, and you're not done working until 6:30, and you're doing that 5 days a week, I did the math. I've worked as many hours in 5 years that it normally takes people 10 years to do. I would see people on Facebook posting about, oh, I've just worked 2 or 3 12-hour shifts and whatever, and I'm like, I do that every day, and taking care of children who all have different personalities and different age groups. It is you're on constantly. It's not a sit-down job, and it's one of the reasons why I can't keep good health. People come into this and they think that it's going to be a skate job. It's easy, oh, I just watch the kids play. What? No. One of the things I do, I pride myself in with my daycare, is that I teach them. I myself continue to educate myself. I take courses in early childhood development, and I've been doing that for 5 years now. I've earned several certificates, and I keep myself CPR certified and all of this, and I continue to keep my license current and all of that, and the kids learn. So they get a lot, plus they have an online environment that they can actually take home. They can log in and do things from home. So the kids learn at my daycare, and I get them ready for kindergarten. I feel like that's my job. And my job is to get their little brains headed in the right direction. And it's exhausting. So when, I interview and they seem like they're a good fit, and then they come in and they don't last but a few weeks. I've had one employee, besides my niece, I've had one employee that she would have stayed forever had her family not just completely moved out of state. But other than that, most people they come in, they find out that it's actual work, and they don't stay. I mean, we're on a schedule and we're on a routine, and you've got breakfast, you've got circle time, you've got musical PE, and when I say musical PE, I don't mean instruments, I mean exercising programs to music, and yes, they do actually even get to play around with instruments, and I've actually started teaching teaching them how to play a little bit of piano. And one of my goals is to actually teach children to play piano. I'm enrolled in. I recently enrolled in Berklee's College of Music online, because I want to really, get better and hone my skills. And right now I'm in music theory, and it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's really hard. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'm a straight A student, which I wish I could have applied myself like this in high school. I really do. But it is a lot of work. So I have a window open. I didn't mean to have open. And so it is hard. And so, when you've been go constantly like that, and by the time the weekend comes, I'm wiped out. I don't have time for family, for friends, for fun, for any of that stuff. And by the time the weekend comes, I just don't want to even do anything. Sorry, my shirt, for whatever reason, that always wants to, I don't know if I'm leaning, it always wants to hang off like this one shoulder. But anyway, so I had no life, none at all. I seriously was just working and sleeping, and that's all I did. And then with COVID, and I didn't get to see the kids for a while because we shut down, and then when my niece left, I couldn't keep all of them. I had to let some of them go because I couldn't do all of the kids by myself. No, that was really a hard decision to make as well. But I guess I said all that just to say that, I'm tired now, so I've decided to take the summer, really 2 months, August and September, to reconnect with family, to take some road trips with my sister and a friend of mine, and get through my first semester with Berklee, do some reading, and just reconnect with who I am again, and rest and refill myself. And so what's next for the daycare? The daycare is scheduled to reopen October the 4th. I always leave this daycare as God's daycare. I leave it to God. It's in His hands. Um, and so enrollment is extremely limited, because for now I'm still doing it by myself, and I'm not going to overload myself. I changed my daycare hours, to where I'm not getting up at the butt crack of dawn every day. And I'm not working, till 6:30 in the evening. My hours now are 8 to 6. Now, I'm going to be honest, whether they stay 8 to 6, I may move open earlier, but we'll see. So those are things that are happening and changing. But right now, I'm trying to just focus on this summer and taking care of myself. I also make my soaps, and so trying to get that off the ground too. That's a lot harder to do than I thought it was. In the description, there's a link to my Etsy shop if y'all are interested. I mean, locally, I've gotten several sales off of them. I don't promote them as much as I should, and I think that's where I have difficulty, because I'm not like in marketing and stuff like that. And they're really cute. You should go give them a look-see, and I really enjoy doing it, but the supplies for these soaps are very expensive. And so that's why when you see homemade soaps, artisan soaps, you might pay, $7, $8, $9, $10 for a 1-bar soap, because you're paying for the time the person is spending to make it. So there's their time. You're paying for their craftsmanship. You're paying for the knowledge that they have, that they know how to do this, and you don't. They're or just don't want to. And you're paying for the supplies that they have to purchase. And then there's shipping. So let's not forget shipping. Because oftentimes it can cost $6, $7 to ship a bar of soap, depending on where it's being shipped to, or if they're just using a flat rate. So a lot of times they're only making $3 or $4 off of a bar of soap. So that's hard to push, as well, because people in their minds, they think, oh, I can just go to the store and pick up a bar of soap for $1 or $2, but you're not getting the quality that you would get if you buy from someone who makes homemade. And especially in today's world, I would really love to encourage you guys to shop local, purchase from people that make things, because you're going to help them with income, and you're going to really be getting quality products. And people like me, more often than not, I throw in an extra soap, samples, or just to be nice, just to throw in something extra so they can see what else I have to offer. So that's something else I'm trying to get off the ground as well. So I've got a lot going on, despite the fact that I won't be working over the next 2 months. I am, and I'm not. I've got my music course that I've got to get through, and I've got my soaps that I'm working on. And then I've been organizing and doing things here at the house. Like I said, I'm going to be taking road trips with friends and my sister, and just getting out and seeing the world, and trying to feel normal, trying to take back some of what I feel like the last year and a half has taken away from us, me in particular. So all of that 15 minutes is, just to get on here too and update my channel, and just to let you guys know I'm still here. I've just been really exhausted. You know that exhaustion when it's just your mind, your spirit, your body. And I'm not really one to, I don't call people up. I don't know if that's the Taurus in me. I don't know if that's the introvert in me, or the empath in me, or whatever it is. But I'm not one to call someone up and say, hey, can we talk? I just need to talk. I'd rather just get on here and, make my video, and because I want to help as well. And just let you guys know I'm still around. Drinking my tea. This morning it's a yogi. I love my yogi teas. This is a positive energy tea. I want to give you a new love dare as well while we are here. And I would love to know how you guys are doing with this, if you're doing them. I'm going to do these whether anyone is acknowledging it or not. Whether you guys are actively doing this or not, whether you're doing them in order, whether you're jumping around. I'm doing these because they really helped me 5 years ago to come out of an extremely dark place. And they helped to get the daycare going. They helped to turn my life around and things like that. And so that's why I share it. My channel is probably one of the least formal channels that there is. I am not ever going to be a famous YouTuber. I'm not, it's not probably never going to be like make any money off this channel, or I'm probably never going to have thousands, or even hundreds of subscribers, of people that follow me. I'm on TikTok, but I do this sort of on TikTok, and even on TikTok, I've only got about 600 followers. So I've never been a person I've never been that person who can just I don't draw in, these channels that have thousands of people that watch. But even I have noticed, even channels that have mega subscribers, the actual views on the videos might be a couple hundred, so, I don't know that I'm missing out on anything, but I would like to know that I'm helping people, that I'm reaching people. Now, it's weird because in my Facebook groups, the groups that I have for narcissism, there's over 5,000 people that follow those two groups. I have one for it's Hearts United Gather Strength, and then there's the narcissistic awareness group, and they've both are over 5,000 followers. But here, it just can't get it to take off. So if you guys could do me a really big favor, because the reason I do this, and this is the base, this is what it comes down to, is that before my dad passed away, he had written a letter, which we didn't get till after he was gone. And my portion of the letter, he says, Dreama, stay the way you are and keep helping people. And so I guess the reason that I do this, the reason I've written my books, I'm trying to meet my dad's wishes for my life, trying to make him proud, trying to keep helping people. And when I read that, when he passed away, it's been 16 years, it choked me up, because my first thought was, I didn't even realize that anybody knew that about me. I back then, I wasn't into YouTube and stuff like that. What I had done, though, my mom had aneurysm surgery, and then I was married. We gave up our life and we went and moved in to their basement apartment and paid rent while we were there, so that I could help her recover. And maybe that's what my dad meant, or was acknowledging. But when I read it, I was like, I didn't even realize, that anybody acknowledged or knew or recognized or noticed, whatever, that I constantly gave up my life to do things, to go and help my family. When my sister was studying for her nursing degree, again, we moved so that I could watch her kids, so that she could do that. And I was always doing that, and I believe it played some part, honestly, if I'm honest, in the destruction of my marriage. I'm not making excuses for what Michael did, but I'm sure it had something to do with it. But that's neither here nor there now. And it just choked me up to read that in the letter. That, oh my God, somebody noticed, and I didn't do it to be noticed. It's just in me. It's just who I was. It's who I am. Only now I've learned to set boundaries, really strong, firm boundaries. And that happened 5 years ago. Probably too strong, but they're there to stay. Let's move on to the love dare that I want to share with you. It says, love is not irritable. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty, and he who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. It's Proverbs 16:32. Love is not irritable. He who is slow to anger is better than the mighty. I like that statement a lot. When you're slow to anger, when you don't react quickly, that was one of the things I had to teach myself also to stop doing. I was a very reactive individual, and I would get irritated. And now I don't do that as much. I step back. I don't react. I'll actually take a few days sometimes to think about something that was said or done, and I let it. I don't allow my initial reaction to be what they see. I'm just like, okay, and I'll talk to you later, whatever, and I keep it pleasant. And then I spend some time to reflect, and then a few days later I see if I still feel the same way. And 9 times out of 10 I don't. Once I've had time to let things mull over in my brain and in my heart, 9 times out of 10 I don't feel the same way as I did, or as irritated or angry as I did when it first happened, or when I first heard what it said. So love is not irritable. So now, how do you focus this on yourself? Because the love dare is written for couples. Now, how do you focus this on yourself to bring the love back to yourself and to reunite, rekindle your relationship with God? Well, same way, really. Don't get irritated with yourself if you make a bad decision. Don't get irritated or angry with yourself, when you don't do something fast enough, or you don't do something right, or the fact that you've maybe made a life mistake. For me back then, it was don't get irritated with myself, because I allowed this person in my life that it seemed at the time was completely destroying me. It almost cost me my life. That was a very reactive decision, that I made to try to take my life. Today that's not something that I do. You try not to react. If somebody says something to you, just take time to react. Don't let it get you in here. Don't let it eat you up. And you're being slow to anger actually makes you the stronger person. He who rules his spirit than he who takes a city. Controlling yourself makes you a stronger individual. Makes you the better person, than someone who's just going to react out of anger and just destroy everything in their path and everyone. And we all know those individuals. I want to apologize for this being as long as it is. Still not as long as I guess as it could have been. It's a wonder I can do TikTok, because Those videos are at most 3 minutes long, so things really get condensed. But here I can more relax and say what I want to say. But my channel will always be like this, will always be relaxed. I'll always get my cup of tea, water, whatever, and I'm just always just going to talk to you, because you're not just a subscriber or a viewer or whatever. You're a person. You are an individual sitting on the other side of this camera. God bless you if you watched it this far. Please let me know in the comments if you have. And you're taking your time out of your day to watch me because you want to hear what I have to say, and maybe what I have to say is helping you. And if it is, I would really love to know that, because that makes what I'm doing worth it. I'm not going to lie, I've had thoughts of canceling this channel. You know, when I look and see 13 subscribers, and I'm like, I can get discouraged, you know, and I don't ever see comments. I'm not worried about dislikes, because that happens even with the best of channels. You know, not everyone's going to agree with what you have to say, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. You don't have to agree with me, you know, to enjoy my channel. You know, you don't have to agree with me. That doesn't hurt my feelings. That's going to happen. But when I see, I feel like I'm not having any impact. But then, you know, I turn around and I think, yeah, but that's 13 people that do need you, Dreama. That's 13 people who are interested in what you have to say. And they matter. And you matter. You do matter. And I want you to know that. So, if there's anything that I can help you with, if there's a topic that you particularly want me to talk about, if you're just curious about how I feel about something, or if you just want me to discuss anything in particular about narcissism or the Love Dare challenges, you can ask me personal questions about my own story as well. It's fine. Because I want to be here to help you. You know, I want this channel to serve a purpose, to do what my dad told me to do, and to keep helping people. And at that, I'm going to close and say God bless you, and you guys take care of yourself. Be safe out there. Protect yourselves in this crazy world that we are living in. Look after your little corner of it, and you and yours, and be safe. God bless, and hopefully I can get another video out sometime soon. Talk to you all later. Bye.